Alright, today we're going to be reviewing properties of multiplication and addition. So we'll start with operations of properties, addition and multiplication. We'll start with addition property. And under that, we have associative property. So associative property is a property that group expressions in both sides of equations differently, but will end up getting the same answer, so no matter how we group them. So this is the kind of expressions that we're going to work on. So let's say we group A plus B plus C. We group A and B together and then we added C. It's also equivalent when we group B and C together and add it to A. So if we have that example 4 plus 2, and we group 4 plus 2 together, right? And we add 1. We're just gonna say that it is also equivalent when you group 2 and 1 together instead of 4, and we're gonna prove that we get the same answer. So here we're gonna have 6 plus 1, and on the other side of the equation we're gonna have 4 plus 3, and we know that 6 plus 1 is 7, and we also could see that 4 plus 3 is equivalent to 7. So I'm just gonna say that 7 equals to 7. So that tells us the associative property is telling us no matter how we group the numbers on both sides of equation, we're gonna arrive on the same answer. So commutative property of addition, it's just like A plus B is equals to B plus A. So no matter what you do, whatever you want to add first. So 5 plus 3 is 8, right? And we have 3 plus 5 is also 8. And it's self-explanatory for that one. And it's easy. It's just commutative. Just think of commuting, going there and going back, or going back and going there. So it's this same distance or this same way or amount of time both ways, or amount of distance both ways. Simply 5 plus 3 is equivalent to 3 plus 5. The next property is additive identity property of 0. Obviously, any number you add to a variable plus 0 is equals to variable, or any number that's being added by 0 is equivalent to that number. So 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 0 is 8. So it doesn't really matter how much 0 you're going to add, it's still going to be the same number. That's not going to change. The next property we're going to be working on is multiplication property. So the first one is associative property. So associative is almost the same with the first one. We group them according to how we like it, but usually we group A and B together and multiply to C, or A and B multiply first and multiply to C. We'll also get the same result when you multiply A to B to C. So with that said, you could always say like 3 times 5, so let's say 3 times 5, that's 15, right? Times, here we got 8. Will it be the same? So now you're going to have 3 on the other side, and you multiply it to 40. So we also know using your magical tool, which we call calculator. So 15 times 8, that gives you 120. Here we go again. My pen is acting up. I don't know why it's happened. So we're going to have 120, which is equivalent to 120. So it doesn't really matter which way you're going to group them. You will still get the same value. Alright, so that is associative property. Commutative property, on the other hand, is you multiply A and B together, or you could do B and A, will still get the same amount, the same value. So if you have here 7 times 4, right? 7 times 4 gives you 28. It's gonna write here. So, and also 4 times 7 is also 28. So if you have 3 times 5 is 15, so it means 5 times 3 is also 15. The next property is multiplication identity property of 1. So any number multiplied to 1 is equal that number. So 2 times 1, yeah, it's 1. XYZ times 1 is XYZ. So it doesn't really matter. We multiply it to 1, it will come back to the actual number. The next one is a zero property of multiplication. Any number you multiply to 0 is 0. It doesn't really matter what will it be. Okay? So those two are self-explanatory. Just a little bit refresher in our lesson guys learned years ago. And this is the most used property of all. Distributive property of multiplication over addition. So if you can see, A is being multiplied to B and it's being multiplied to C. So if you're gonna see this like A times B, that gives you the AB. You don't need a dot in between because in expression, a variable and a variable next to each other means multiplication, or a coefficient next to the variable, it's also multiplication. And then you're gonna say A times C. Here we go again, my pen is acting up, is A and C. Okay, so let's put that in number. So if you're gonna have a number that says 4, let's take the number that we have, 3 plus 5, right? So we're really gonna make it simple, like 4 times 3, but I'm just gonna write here 4 times 3. But we always have to make sure that we multiply also to the second term or to the third term, or how many terms you have inside your group or in the parentheses. Then 4 times 5. Okay, so they're gonna be 12 and that's gonna be 20. So you're gonna end up with 32. Alright, so on the other side, well, when we have some variable, so you're gonna have some 6 times x. I'm gonna give you 6x. And then 6 times 2. Don't forget, there's a second term in the binomial of your quantity, and then 6 times 2. And you could simplify this as 6 times x. I'm gonna give you 6x, and then 6 times 2, that will give you 12. Alright, so you always have to multiply it inside. So that's a little review we got for properties of multiplication and addition, and I hope it's gonna help you recall and review your lessons when you were in elementary school. Alright, so again, thank you and stay safe, and I'll give you more review in the future. Just let me know what you want me to review with you. Alright, bye bye for now. Next time.